let's talk about that song. I've been playing that song the whole morning. So, so yeah, can you please give us the story behind that song, the inspiration behind it, the meaning behind it, or how you came up with it, or if there's anything different about how you wrote, recorded it, or if there's like a real life story that you could relate to that song.
Yes, so I wrote Technicolor Honeymoon about a really exciting whirlwind romance that I was experiencing for sort of the first time as an adult, which was really exciting and really new to me. I'd never really felt that way in my life before. And so it wasn't even really a choice to write the song, it sort of just happened. Like there was a need to write about it because it was so overwhelmingly positive, and I had the title Technicolor Honeymoon in my head. It was one of the songs where I wrote the title first, and I didn't have a song yet. I just knew I loved the name Technicolor Honeymoon, and so I sat down, and 20 minutes later, the song was ready.
So what's a Technicolor honeymoon for you?
Yeah, so to me, it was about, I sort of modeled it off of a trip I went to with the person the song's about in Hawaii, and everything just felt so vibrant and colorful, both literally in the surroundings we were in, but also just emotionally, and in my heart it felt like I was seeing colors more vibrantly for the first time. And honeymoon's pretty obvious. It felt sort of like the most romantic, passionate trip you could ask for, where it almost did feel like a version of a honeymoon, even though I'm obviously not engaged. So that's sort of what it meant to me, like a vacation that is so colorful and so vibrant and so filled with love.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you, Maisy Kay. I just heard your song earlier today, and it's stuck in my head, basically.
Yay!
So, I read about I read your bio basically, and you mentioned there that you've sneaked in some bits of fantasy in some of your music. So I just wanna know if you've been into if you've been hyper fixating into something like a hobby, or like maybe something nerdy for the past few months or so.
Yeah, absolutely. So I love fantasy in all capacities. I love to read fiction and fantasy books. I love video games, especially fantasy games, open world games, that sort of stuff. So it's definitely a really big part of my personality. And I've also been sort of getting into the more animalistic nature side of things. I have a lot of butterfly branding in my music, which I love. And I actually raise butterflies at home. So that's a very true hobby of mine. I raise caterpillars to butterflies and release them in the wild to help the environment a little bit. So it's very true to my real life, I think, and what I like to do in my spare time.
So, I'm pretty sure you miss like your butterflies, you miss like chilling, since touring is a pretty hectic thing to do as a musician. So how do you keep yourself like fueled or inspired throughout your busy schedule, especially for like the next few months?
Yeah, so my butterflies are being taken care of by my partner right now. So he's being butterfly dad while I'm gone. So they're lovely and taken care of. For me, I think I try to have a lot of downtime in between the shows just so I can truly relax and recover. It's nice that I'm really good friends with my team and the people traveling with me, which I think makes a huge difference if you love who you're with, which I do. So I love going to them. We always have chats. They always help ground me. So I think having that social ability with a group of loved ones, even though I don't have my loved ones at home, is really helpful for me to get through it all.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Okay, next question.
Hi, Maisy. Welcome to the Philippines. So yesterday, I saw that you were with Wish 107.5. So how's that for you?
That was so cool. That was actually my first time ever performing, well, both Technicolor Honeymoon acoustically and on a radio station, so 2 firsts for me. It was really cool, and it was fun seeing everyone like outside the actual bus waving. It was a really cool experience. I got to meet some people afterwards, take some pictures. It was really lovely. DJ Alice was lovely. Everyone made me feel really welcomed.
I see. So yesterday, I overheard that. Okay, how was your impression of the Philippines so far?
Well, I will say the traffic is a lot. The traffic is a lot. I think we were stuck in the car for 3 hours yesterday in some rush hour traffic. So definitely busy and very hot. I'm obviously from England, so I'm always like, whoa, that is hot. I got a little bit sunburnt actually, so we're still recovering from that. But it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I've heard the beaches here are stunning too.
Yeah. So I also saw that you took some picture with fans. So how was the experience with meeting some people, some fans yesterday?
It was so lovely. I mean, it's a brand new experience for me to have the amount of people recognizing me and wanting to take pictures with me. And I love it. I try to make as much time for it as possible, no matter what we do. I try to get as many pictures in as I humanly can with everyone, even though we are on a tight schedule. And it's nice. Everyone was really lovely. Everyone was really respectful. Everyone sort of made sure everyone had their turn and their moment to get a picture, which I thought was really nice. And you don't always see that. So it was really nice that everyone was really polite and then let everyone have their turn. It was really lovely. Everyone was so sweet.
Okay, so you're opening for Tori Kelly then. So how did that happen, if that's alright to disclose?
Yeah, so basically I didn't really know it was happening until I got the call and I got the offer, which I believe was in April or May. And it's funny because at the time, the same day I got that call, I was feeling really disheartened about not having a tour to go on and feeling like I wouldn't get one for the year and being like, oh man, like I don't know that I'm gonna get to go out this year. And I was telling my friends about it and how sad I was about it. And that same day I got the call and my manager said, would you like to open for Tori Kelly? And I went, oh my God, are you joking? I think they wanted to keep it from me until they knew it was for sure finalized. So then they could ask me, which I love, because once they asked me about it, I was like, are we sure? I couldn't believe it. I was like, are we sure? Is it confirmed? Is this really happening? And they're like, yeah, it's confirmed. You just have to agree. And I immediately agreed.
So how was it so far? I saw that you were in Shanghai, in Taipei. So how was the experience for you?
Oh, it's been lovely. I mean, I've never been to Shanghai or Taipei before, or Singapore, or Manila, actually. I haven't been anywhere before, so it's been really cool seeing all these new cities. The crowds have been wonderful. It's been absolutely amazing. Tori is so sweet and so talented. Oh my God, she's wonderful. So it's just been a really heartwarming experience for me.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, Maisy. Welcome to the Philippines. So now that you're in Manila, have you tried any local cuisines? And if so, what is your favorite so far?
Okay, so I haven't tried a lot yet, but I will say one of the radio stations I went to yesterday, maybe you can tell me the name of this because I forget. It's some...
Lengua de gato. It's queso de bola, lengua de gato.
I had that yesterday for the first time on the radio show, and that was really delicious. So I love it so far. I hope maybe after the show I can get a chance to eat something more. Do you have any recommendations?
Maybe try the adobo, sinigang, the local ones that everyone loved.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Thank you.
Okay, next question is there an artist you love to collaborate with in the future?
I love Chapel Roan. I love everything she's doing right now, and especially with her love for costumes. I also have a love for costumes. My outfits are heavily butterfly themed for this tour, so I would love to work with her one day. I think she's a genius.
Hi, congratulations for your show later.
Thank you.
Can you tell us your process on writing songs? Do you have themes in mind, or are you influenced by other people for you to write your songs?
Yeah, so in regards to this last EP, Wanderlust the Dawn, I wrote everything purely by myself. And I didn't really go into it knowing I wanted to write an EP. It was more so I was just feeling these emotions and I just had to write about it because I was so happy, and a lot of my songs in the past have been more sad, and so it was really exciting to have such positive emotions and feelings for once. And so pretty much my process was I would just be thinking about my life and my feelings. I would sit down by my piano, nothing really in mind, and I would just write and see where it went. So it's just me on this EP, but I really like that. I really like that I got the chance to really sort of challenge myself as a solo writer with this project.
So what can we expect from you tonight?
Well, a lot of sparkles and a lot of butterfly themed things first and foremost. And also some unreleased music that is not yet out. I have 2 songs on that set list that are yet to be released, and I'm really excited to debut them.
We're looking forward to hearing that. And then after tonight, what are your future plans?
Well, after tonight, travel-wise, we go to Seoul, which is really exciting. I've never been to Seoul either, so super excited to see it there. And we're working after the Asia stretch on finishing my next EP, which will be coming out later this year, which is a continuation of this EP. It's called Wonderlust the Dusk, and that will be coming in the following months.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Leo from Rank Magazine. I just want to, in line with the talk about your the EP that you released earlier this year, what was it like choosing which ones would go into this particular EP, and then because you are coming up with a new EP by later on this year, how surprisingly tricky was it to choose which ones would go here and the others who would go to the next EP? Was it difficult for you or surprisingly easy?
It was actually incredibly easy because when I wrote the songs, I wasn't planning to write an EP. I just wrote and wrote and wrote, and suddenly I had like 8 songs already. And so I just sort of went, well, what if we do a double EP? I didn't want to do an album with all of them. That felt like a lot because I've never done an album before. But the songs were already written, so it was actually a really easy process to just be like, hey, I think these songs are good. Why don't we make a project out of them?
And again, you've been very busy. You just released your EP earlier this year and another one. I assume these are things that you had to work in between the tours that you're doing right now. How do you get back to that process of sitting down and getting inspired to write a song and then put it into another thing that you're going to work on?
Yeah, I definitely think it takes a moment to get back into the writing routine for me after tour because they're very two different mindsets. So right now I'm definitely in show mindset, so I'm not really writing a lot at the moment. But I think what really helps is just being able to pull from my own life and experiences. I write a lot about things that are very personal to me, and I reach a point when I get back home where I start getting antsy. If I'm not writing music, I start to feel like really like tense inside, like I need to do something. If I don't have any inspiration, sometimes I'll literally just sit at the piano and mess around and see if I can like make something come out, which sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. But I think even just the consistency of going and sitting down at the piano and having the intention of let's try to write can be like a helpful routine to sort of jumpstart that process again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am Kirsten from Manila. First of all, congrats on your upcoming performance later. You mentioned that you've been traveling with Tori for this tour. Was there any moment that you have like advice for you when it comes to music?
Ooh. Well, I think something that I've noticed from seeing her perform is just have fun with it and make the most of every moment. You know, we spoke and she was telling me she also hasn't been to a lot of these places before and it's the first time for her too. And I think watching her set, just seeing how much she like engages with the fans, and really you can tell that she's relishing every moment on that stage. And I think that's great advice because for me, I go out there and those 30 minutes, they're gone so fast, you don't realize, but it goes by so quick. So I think just savor every minute of it, really.
And last question for this. How do you prepare when going on stage? Like, are there any rituals or something like that? Like your go-to routine?
Yeah, so I have a lot of little vocal tablets, like ginger tablets. I love throat coat tea. It's a tea specifically for singers, so I always get that and some honey. I do a little vocal steamer. I have a vocal warm-up exercise, so my whole team has to hear me going in the dressing room for like 17 minutes every night. But those are definitely like my go-tos. I feel like I need to do those things every single night just to sort of get my voice prepared.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, one more. Okay, go ahead.
So just going back, because you were very open to admitting that you like butterflies, sparkles. So and you're also into fantasy games. So can you like give me an example of fantasy games that you like that you took good inspiration from based on your outfits or songs or branding?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my favorite game of all time is Skyrim, which is very like dragons and all that sort of stuff. I love Mass Effect, which is more aliens, which I will say there's an alien themed music video in the future that I'm very excited about, so look forward to that. And book-wise, I love like Lord of the Rings, like, you know, the elves and everything like that. I've been obsessed with James Cameron's Avatar since I was a little girl, so I love all the bioluminescence and the color schemes there. I think I definitely pull a little from that.
So again, about your costumes, do you have like for example, do you think of it and explain it to your artist like, I want to dress like this? So do you have personal input to your outfits in music videos or in your tours, something like that?
Absolutely, I'm super involved. For the design of this costume, I actually found a butterfly top on the internet and I sent it to my designer and I said I would love to do something like this for the tour. So I'm very involved in the process. He sends me designs, I give notes and feedback on it, but it all came from me sending this butterfly top and I said let's go all out, let's do a full butterfly piece bodysuit, which we did.
Okay, how about in this particular music video? Do you have any creative input in this?
Yeah, absolutely. So I worked with my friend Steven on this video, and again, we're super involved together. We go back and forth on treatments and stuff, and we had the idea, we really wanted like the pink colors with the grass and everything. I knew I wanted a lot of nature and a lot of colors to represent the trip I was on when I wrote this. So I'm very involved.
I also saw in your Twitter that you posted about the harp. So do you know how to play the harp, or it was just there because you wanted to be there?
I do not know how to play the harp. If you can't tell, I don't know how to play it. It was beautiful. That was actually Steven's idea. He really liked the idea of having like a big harp in the field, and he said, just move your hands around gracefully and pretend you're playing it. So that's me pretending to play the harp.
Okay, so thank you so much. The music video came out wonderful though.
Thank you so much.
So we're just arrived. I would like to ask. We're from TV station Net 25 News. How do you find Filipino people, and how long that you been stay here? And after of your endeavors, you have you visit our tourist destination here.
So I haven't had a lot of time to see the city. I did spend pretty much all of yesterday in the car with the traffic, transparently, so I haven't seen a whole lot, and we leave tomorrow morning, so there's not a lot of time, but I can say from the people I did experience, both the people I did the radio interviews with and just fans I met, everyone has been so lovely and so sweet and so respectful, honestly. I mentioned earlier, but people were lining up to get pictures, but everyone was being really respectful and no one was making sure that anyone didn't get a moment. You know what I mean? Like they would take the picture, they would say thank you so much, and they'd let someone else have a turn, which I feel like you don't always see that. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a like frantic situation to get there first almost, and I didn't experience that at all here. Everyone was so polite and so sweet.
Okay, my next question. When I browse social media, I saw your online store. You have the online store.
Yes.
You own it.
Yeah, my online
Okay,
store, yeah.
Just tell something about it, and so some clothes or.
Yeah, so I
Apartments.
have merch. Yeah, and I'm super involved in the designing of the merch. It's very intentional. I pretty much design every piece with my team, and I say exactly what I want. So I believe on the website right now we have some stuff from my last EP still, and a lot of stuff from my new EP, but that was very intentional around, I really wanted periwinkle blue for this specific EP. I really wanted like the angel wings on the back of the shirt. I really wanted it to feel like dreamy and romantic. So there's a lot of merch on there, and I'm really proud of it.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
More questions? Okay.
So another question, it just came up like in a few minutes ago. You've shared the stage with some of the popular artists for the past few years, like Jake, Tori Kelly, of course, and later on this year you'll be on stage with Jacob Collier as well. So how does it feel like sharing the stage with these people, and are there any plans for like a solo headliner show soon?
Well, I'm gutted to say I actually won't be joining with Jacob Collier for the Europe tour, but I would love to go to Europe in the future and tour there, especially because I'm from England. I think that would be lovely. I think we're definitely planning my own tour in the future. I know that's something my team is really excited about. There are no specific plans yet, but I do think probably next year we'll start looking at maybe having my first ever debut tour. We'll see, but I think that's the goal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any more questions? One last question.
Yung latest single. Please tell something about your latest single.
Technicolor honeymoon.
Technicolor Honeymoon, okay. So, Technicolor Honeymoon was essentially inspired by this really beautiful vacation in Hawaii I went on where everything just felt so magical, and it was really about sort of falling in love as an adult for the first time and sort of having that realization of, there's a line in it where I go, and suddenly it occurs to me that I could do this forever. And that's a very big statement to say. It's sort of realizing that this is someone that you maybe want to spend the rest of your life with, and that to me is what the song is trying to encapsulate, that feeling of being like, oh my goodness, I think I've maybe found the one.
That is the status of yours right now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? We're good? More questions? Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much.
Lovely. Thank you all so
Maisy.
much. Thank you for having me.
Thank